So here today we'll insist on the difference between objectives and activities. It's one of the last steps in used class transformation, but it's also a critical one. It's hard to do and it's very impactful. Your time is typically organized like this in the class. Maybe you have 14 minutes of drill. Maybe then you have a mini course for 10 minutes. And let's say 30 minutes of autonomous work. So, in fact, for the two first activities, you don't have, for the two first time slots, you don't have much choice. The teacher is going to tell you, we do, for example, the mathematics, the fraction drill. Maybe you are level 5 and your neighbor is level 2, your teammate is level 4 or 10, but you do fractions. You don't have much choice for 40 minutes. Then during the mini course, the teacher is going to lecture, to speak. Maybe you did participate to deciding what exactly you will speak about. Maybe you did request an explanation, a collective explanation on something, but frankly, when you arrive in the class, you know upfront you are going to do this and you don't have much choice. And then you have much more freedom during this autonomous work part. And so typically at that stage of transformation, what I see in classrooms are checklists. So the teacher is going to prepare checklists, a checklist for the chapter, and give it to the students. So typically it's a checkbox to be checked with a statement, and maybe it's just a pointer to the school book, to a page number of the school book. And then you have another item, and maybe this one is in line, and the next one maybe again the school book, and the last one maybe the school book again. Okay? So these are activities, and typically students perform these activities in that order, in that sequence. So they don't have that much choice. Maybe they can do that with their own rhythm, their own speed, and they will not all be at the same point at the same time because of that. But frankly, there is no much steering, no much time for being a pilot here, no much choice. What if a student only needs to do these two? The problem with this list is going to do everything. But maybe he only needs to do these two because he knows the other, or is able to do the others already up front because he remembers that from last year or from last time the teacher gave a course. Maybe he's smart, I don't know, maybe he reads a lot, but he knows about that already. It would be nice for that student to only do these two activities and then ask straight to have the assessment. So the assessment will be designed up front. This, yeah, will be designed up front and will be given to the students at the beginning of the chapter. So before the teacher explains anything, he gives the questions and the answers to the students and say, this will be the assessment. Okay, it's not that simple because you need some random factor, as we will see, but basically that's the idea. And because I know how will the assessment looks like, I can predict if I'm ready to succeed with 80% score or not yet, or if I need to train. And if I need to train, I can tell I need to train there, here, and there, and maybe not here. I don't think I need this. I don't think I'm going to lose time with this activity. I'm going straight for the assessment. And maybe that time I will spend it for some other topic, for another teacher, which I'm much weaker, for example. So, if I fail that assessment, because I tell teacher I'm ready, I take it, and then I fail with 30%, for example. So I fail with 30%. I can ask to do it again tomorrow, no problem. But with such a poor score, it's not bad or good, it's just poor achievement. Maybe the teacher will request to see some work, some paperwork. How did you train? Can you show me some training evidence before I let you go for trying this assessment again? And also, when the student comes back for training again, it's not exactly the same questions, of course. And when doing the assessment, the student has no access to the answers, of course, obviously. So the advantage of that, the positive point of that is that it improves the facts or the amount of time when students are in the pilot seat. And so it's going to increase their motivation. But not all pupils are ready to manage that freedom. For some of them, it's very hard. They get distracted every minute. They cannot even cope with that. They don't have the self-discipline to do that, even in the class in front of the teacher. So the teacher will be much more directive, much more managerial, if I can say. You will in fact assign very specific activities to these students because they are not autonomous yet, they are not ready to manage that freedom, that new freedom, which are given by the objective assessment system. So we don't declare that all students are ready for it. We just say it's the goal, and we are on a path to try to make most students working like that autonomously with empowerment. So as a tool to help, to guide, we have a progress grid. And the progress grid has one column for each chapter. Okay? And one line for every student. So Tom, for example, did succeed chapter 1 and chapter 3. Lou did succeed chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. And Theo succeeded just chapter 1. So when Tom is looking for some help for chapter 2, he knows Lou did chapter 2 already and succeeded chapter 2 already. So it's easier for him to find some mutual aid in the classroom. Also, it's like a video game progress bar. It's very motivating for them to put that sticker or that coloring on the board with great appreciation from the teacher, great joy for the student. So let's see a more detailed example of an objective and activity which look the same but are not the same. Let's suppose you give to your students some homework about conjugation. In French, it's a very difficult exercise because you have so many exceptions. So you give 10 verbs and you give the correction for that conjugation exercise. And you say, it's some homework, and tomorrow I will check that you have done your homework with the right answers. Okay, what do you think, what do you expect students to do? They are going to cheat, of course. I mean, the brain energy saver strategies are going to see, okay, I have the solutions, I just need to copy the solutions and the teacher will be happy. Because the teacher asks for the evidence of the work, of the how, that's an activity. Let's say I present that homework another way. Let's say I just say, there are pupils for that assessment. There is a list of 100 verbs. And for the assessment, I will select randomly 10 out of that list for the assessment. But you don't know which one. You will know when you come for the assessment. When you feel ready, you tell me, you'll come for the assessment. And as a homework, I can give you some exercises on these 100 verbs, and I give you also the answers. But I will not check if you do it or not. Don't even, yeah, you may tell me because maybe you're proud of it, but if you don't do it, it's okay. It's an optional homework. What do you think students will do? Some will do nothing, and maybe they will fail miserably the assessment. But those who do the homework will not fake. They'll do it for real, even if they have the answers up front. They will do their homework, and maybe then, after that, they will check if their answers are correct, because then they are interested in learning, in being trained. They are interested because of the assessment. So that's a clear objective. I will take 10 out of the 100 and have an assessment on that. And the student is not interested in cheating. So an activity should be optional and an objective is mandatory. You should succeed that objective for tomorrow, last delay, then it will not be possible again to try. So, activities and objectives seems hard to distinguish, but it changes everything in terms of empowerment and in terms of motivation in the classroom. Thank you.